Yo, what's good, everyone? Today I'm gonna be cooking up a Memphis loop in the style of Key Glock and Big X the Plug. Memphis has been going crazy with that sound lately. I'm gonna make a sampled loop and break down exactly what I did to make it. Let's get right into the video. So you already heard how the finished loop sounds like. Here's what I started with on that sample. I started with this loop sent over by Koba. I just chopped it, pitched it down 4, and then I used this part of the sample. And then that part right here, it has a lot of space, so I know that's enough to build around. I usually like to pick samples that don't have a lot of chord changes in them. So I put this on mixer 11. All I did was EQ the low end here. On the beginning part, it's on mixer 1. I don't EQ anything because I like to have all the elements of the sample in, like the intro of the loop or the beat. So I kept that original. The next thing I did was just added a piano from Omnisphere. Yes, this Keyscape LA Custom C7 stage piano. And like I said, for Memphis, there's typically a lot of space with the loops. So all I did was just make a minor chord. It's just a E minor chord, and then I just went down one for a D. It's a D major chord, but there's just 2 chords right there. And then I just have notes playing. So with the sample, here's how it sounds. And you hear how the chords here on the sample kind of play along with the piano chords. So it adds to it. That's enough. I don't want to go too crazy. So all I did was add some reverb, a good bit of reverb. I just turned this cut up and then turned the mixer down to about 30%. Then EQ'd the low end out. Next, I just added the bass notes, which was simple. There was only 2 chords, so I have the E chord and the D chord. For my bass notes, I like to have 2 different sections. I don't like to go lower than C2 on the piano, but whenever I have bass notes, I'll have 2 layers of bass, and then I'll just lower the velocity of the lowest, and then have it played like that. So here's the bass notes with the piano. So you can tell everything's simple so far. That's the key. I want to keep things simple, but just add an element, a really good sound, a really unique sound to it. And that's what I did with this next sound here. You can use banks, which I'll show in Contact to do this, but I played this on an actual guitar. So I just did this melody right here. And you can tell like the scratches right here that is played on an actual guitar. If you want to replicate that and you don't have a guitar, you can use these banks right here. Evolution Infinity is really good for a lead sound like that for a guitar. There's Modern Nylon, Strawberry. Hollow Body Blues has good lead guitars like that. And then Jazz Archtop has good leads like that. Those are the 3 banks I would use for like guitar lead sounds or anything like that for a Memphis sound. So all together, here's how that flows with the sample and the guitar and piano. And you see I just have the guitar come in on the first part to float in after the sample comes out. And then I just take it out for the second part of the loop right here. The only other thing I added was a bass line, like a actual synth bass, and I kind of played it almost like an 808, just here's by itself. So I like doing that because I don't know, it kind of adds bounce to the loop. Like I feel like it makes it easier on the drums, and the chords not changing too much, so the drums aren't too hard with the 808 switches and everything like that. So all together, here's how the loop sounds. So that's exactly how I would make loops for Key Glock and Big X to plug. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I will see y'all in the next video.